You're watching NFL Daily, and you might not know this, or hopefully you do, but if not, we have multiple videos every single day. But the vast majority of you don't get a notification each time we send out a video because your notifications are not set to all. You're not part of the Noti gang here at Chat Sports. Get that changed so you never miss a video. Click that bell icon, change where you first subscribed, right? Change it from personalized to all. YouTube probably defaulted you to personalized when you first subscribed, so get that changed. Don't miss out on any of the NFL off-season coverage we have for you here at Chat Sports. Hit that sub button for us and make sure those notifications are set to all right now. This is NFL Daily by Chat Sports. I am Tom Downey. And if you watched today's video in the morning, because you have notifications set to all, you knew what we were doing. Aaron Rodgers trade destinations, because here we go again. Time, again, is a flat circle. Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, and Peter King, others have all floated the possibility of a Rodgers trade. Again with it. Rodgers said, hey, I haven't committed anything. It's all conjecture, was his phrase right now. Contract and age complicate this, but on the contract point, Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show today said, that's about like, yeah, you got $60 million due next year. And he goes, it's a lot of money. I don't think there would be a scenario where I'd come back and that would be the number. Definitely things would have to shift. What's really interesting about this contract is it's one of the more different ones I've seen for a player that could be traded. So the cap hit is, and that's what Rodgers was more referring to, making the numbers work for the team, less of like asking for more money. It wasn't clear, and just you had to actually go watch the interview for it to make sense. But that was the intent behind it, was cap hit stuff. It's actually super cheap, $18 million or $16 million bucks, not that bad. The $60 million comes from the option bonus and base salary. The option bonus is kind of spaced out over a few years. It really hits in 2025. It's a really weird contract. So the short-term number's fine. It's the number a few years from now that isn't as simple from that standpoint. So cheap for the time being, but you're committing to Rodgers for multiple years unless he decides to delay the option bonus or whatever. Now, the Packers allegedly, I'll emphasize allegedly here, would only trade him to an AFC team. They want to keep him out of the NFC because, you know, he's Aaron Rodgers still, even though Rodgers wasn't as good this past year. Between the age, the potential contract, long-term stuff, less short-term stuff, and the regression on the field this year, it does kind of raise some concerns. So will the Packers trade Aaron Rodgers? Y for yes, N for no. Get those predictions in for me right now in the comment section. Y or M? That's kind of your overview for Rodgers, so it's time for the top 8 Rodgers trade destinations. But before that, I do want to make note of some teams that I've seen mentioned that I don't think are good fits. Miami would make sense, but I think they're going to ride with Tua. Seems like he'll be okay, so crossing them off the list. Denver's stuck with Russ. Can't happen. The Niners are winning games with Brock Purdy, and they have Trey Lance. I kind of don't think they need Rodgers, as weird as that might sound. Dallas is actually in a similar boat. They obviously have Dak Prescott, but people have never liked Dak, so they're still mad at Dak, but they're also not to the same level of Wilson. Also have a big contract there. And by the way, why would you? Why do you sure Rodgers and Mike Parker want to get back together again? I kind of don't think so. So where will Rodgers play this upcoming season? Retirement could also be an option. It's the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know, where will Aaron Rodgers play in 2023? Let's go to number 8. We will have some NFC teams on here, by the way. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, the Bucs could lose Tom Brady in free agency. That's a very real outcome. Their roster is still mostly built to win now, and their top backup quarterback is Brett Gabbert, or maybe it's Kyle Trask. And what you would do here is go all in for 1 year and try like hell to get one more run before you start your rebuild. And maybe winning with the team that Brady couldn't win with this year would do something for the ego of Rodgers that would make it more appealing. I don't love the fits in the end. That's why they're down there at number 8. Today's edition of NFL Daily is sponsored by Athletic Greens. I take AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every day. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition at athleticgreens.com/chatsports. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted better gut health, and I wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. Take AG1 in the morning and it makes me feel ready to take on my day. Once I've got baby Livia set up with her breakfast, I make my own AG1. I don't feel the need for caffeine in the morning anymore, and I feel energized throughout the day. Plus, AG1 empowers the gut for whole body health. Covering my nutritional basis for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. I mix 1 small scoop of AG1 with water or apple juice if I'm feeling a bit bolder, and drink it first thing each morning. That's it. Done. I also like that it costs less than $3 a day. Pretty good if you ask me. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients. It's a win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That's athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. Something you should definitely get in the habit of. Athletic Greens. Check them out. You will not regret it. Number 7, the New Orleans Saints. Again, NFC to start here. That just makes sense with the report and, Packers and whatnot. Saints are in kind of a weird spot at quarterback. Andy Dalton's a free agent. Jameis Winston and I guess Taysom Hill are still on the roster at this point, and there's no real franchise option. This would be more appealing if Sean Payton or the head coach. Dennis Allen, Pete Carmichael as head coach and OC, not so much. Number 6, which, it'd be fun, the New England Patriots. Now, they've actually got a decent, at least short-term, let's see if it works plan at quarterback. Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi. Bill O'Brien now in as the offensive coordinator. I could see Belichick going, let's get Rodgers in here, and then I'll just retire when he retires. Would make sense. First-round pick invested in Mac Jones. Could trade him somewhere else. The Raiders? Throwing that there as an option. We'll get to them, by the way, later on. I think there's a clear-cut top couple teams. Patriots just outside of it. Now, in the event the Packers were willing to send Rodgers in the NFC, there's no trade clause for Rodgers, but he could threaten to retire, and that's what Gronk did when he almost got dealt to the Lions, didn't he? The Commanders should be high on that list. Their defense is good. They have some skill pieces, but they've been jumping around with Taylor Heineke and Carson Wentz, and they'll apparently give Sam Howell a shot, which I feel like is just not going to go well because, he was fine against the Cowboys and the vanilla defense and everything, but I think you're gambling a lot on a 5th-round pick that you didn't play until the season was over, and now he's your guy. It doesn't make any sense. You get Rodgers in there, all of a sudden, NFC Beast is even stronger, just like that. Number 4, the Indianapolis Colts. And this was a year ago. They'd probably be a little bit higher. In fact, I think they were higher when we did this first-time video a year ago. They've tried the veteran quarterback route for several years now, but Rodgers is better than Phillip Rivers, who was actually pretty solid for them, Carson Wentz, who was bad, and the hodgepodge that was still somehow led by Matt Ryan this year. But my concern is this: is the roster good enough to win? I'm not so sure. Plus the uncertainty around head coach, they hang out there at number 4. The big 3 now, if you will, the Tennessee Titans, who were at least speculatively linked to Rodgers last year. He bought land in Nashville. Everyone freaked out about that one. I remember. Tennessee still makes sense. They choked down the stretch this year. They need offensive line help in the worst way possible, but they could cut Ryan Tannehill and spend less this year on the salary cap at quarterback and get Rodgers. I think that's a pretty good deal. If you're Tennessee, I think that's one you should be calling about. Now, new GM, head coach is still there. It'd be an ultra-aggressive win-now move. Maybe Tennessee's not there, but I think you owe it to yourself as a franchise to at least consider that as an option. Let's play a game now. Where do you rank Aaron Rodgers among all NFL quarterbacks right now? Not what he was career-wise. He's a Hall of Famer. Not what he is in the next 5 years. That's probably lower. But you got to win a playoff game right this second. Where does Aaron Rodgers rank among your quarterbacks? Probably still top 10, even though this year was bad and they, I guess, didn't win that playoff game against the Lions. But still, where does he rank? Let me know in the comments right now. Number 2, the Las Vegas Raiders. This one just seems right, doesn't it? You're going to cut or trade Derek Carr soon. There's no doubt about that one. The Raiders were linked to Rodgers last time, now so heavily to Tom Brady at this point. And Rodgers gets to go play with Davante Adams again. How funny would that be? You get to go play in the silver and black instead of the green and gold. That's just kind of funny how that works out. I think they're number 2. I still think in the end the most likely outcome is Rodgers stays in Green Bay. If he gets dealt, there is a fit that Packers fans know a thing or two about shipping off a quarterback here. Number 1, the Jets. And it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? The Zach Wilson era, or heir, if you want to go that route, already appears over. The Jets roster is actually pretty good. Breece Hall, a lot of playmakers, add another O-line piece. The defense was really strong this year, and it would complete the Aaron Rodgers really is just Brett Favre all over again for Green Bay. Goes over there, and maybe he doesn't go back to Minnesota, but, that's kind of the standpoint. Peter King is a big reason why the Jets are number 1 on this list. Here's what he reported today. He says the guess is combination-wise is 2 first-round picks. I'm not sure you get that, but here's what matters. The Woody Johnson Jets, desperate for a star QB almost since the Broadway Joe days, would happily pay that freight, I'd guess. But would Rodgers accept the deal to the Jets? We shall see. And we shall see. We will keep you guys covered here on NFL Day with all the latest on Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to bet he stays in Green Bay, but the Jets are a strong fit. As weird as that might sound to say out loud, if he does end up getting dealt.